Hi everyone, welcome to our reading for Capricorn, April 2021. This is going to be for Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Rising. Those intuitively guided to the reading, but you don't know if you have Capricorn in your chart. Thank you for paying attention to your intuition. I feel like more and more of you are being guided. You may be in love with a Capricorn, and you're here just checking on their energy. Remember, your guides know that, so you'll probably receive messages too. I want to give a shout out to my granddaughter, who is a December 26th Capricorn. And I know a few of you share that date. I just think she's got the best personality in the world, so... Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and begin the reading. We're going to start with our Mother Mary deck. I do want to remind you real quick to take a moment, maybe within the next couple days, and I just started a series where I'm doing your personal year number for 2021. I'm using numerology and tarot together, and I'm telling you, it's mind-blowing what... it can show us for, what the year is calling for. So look up your personal year number. I'm up to 6, so I still have 7, 8, and 9 to do. If you're a master number, bring that down to a single digit, because this is really about a 9-year cycle and where you're at in it. I'm a 9, so I'm closing out a cycle, about to open something new. Anyways, I think it's great information to be armed with. And then, you watch your monthlies. Okay. I'll put a link at the end of this video. We have optimism. Optimism. I expect good things to happen, and they do. I expect good things to happen, and they do. Manifesting through the energy of optimism. I expect bad things to happen, and therefore they do. Right? We've all gone through those cycles where it's like, what is it? It's like one thing after another. It's the flow of the universe. So when you can find that energy of optimism, use it. Create with it. Okay, so now we're going to bring in the Tarot of Dreams. And let's begin. Didn't take long at all. We have the Sun. Beautiful. It's always good news when the Sun shows up in your reading. First of all, it's a card of Leo. The ruler of Leo, let's say. And, the Sun is a time of, where the sun is at your back, the warmth of the sun. This is a time period when it should really be easygoing. This is a time that reminds you to be playful. This is also about illumination. We have the Palace of Cups. Wow. We have, Ace of Swords. And we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, well. First of all, this Ace of Swords next to the Ten of Swords tells us that the ability to learn the real truth of why that Ten of Swords even exists. And listen, that exists for most of us somewhere in our life. And this is about, it's like taking sword after sword after sword after sword in the back. And to the point where you become submissive to the energy. And it was going to come, so I might as well just lay down here and die type of energy. It's kind of when you're just giving up. Normally it's about other people's opinions, other people's beliefs, other people's words. You know, other people, you know, the feeling of being stabbed in the back, but yet it keeps happening over and over again. The sun coming out here absolutely gives you the illumination over that Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords wants to end. How do I know that? Because right next to it is the Ace of Swords. So this is the real truth of the matter. This shows me, this illuminates, and shows me exactly what I need to do to, you know, eliminate this Ten of Swords. You have the Palace of Cups here also, and the Palace in this deck is really about the atmosphere that you may find yourself in. So, you know, Cups, that's love. That's, it's a lot like the sun. It's, you know, feeling good emotionally, feeling fulfilled. You know, laughter, like laughter in the home, love in the home, that type of thing. If you don't have that yet, that's probably exactly what Mother Mary is saying with the energy of optimism. We have the Devil. So we have Leo and Capricorn attached here. It doesn't have to be. For someone, I'm sure it is. We have Judgment. Look at this. Judgment's a call to attention. It asks for you to consider a rebirth within some part of your life. Well, it would have to be in this Swords energy, right? You know, and I'm feeling like the energy of submission in this Ten of Swords, and then in the Devil's energy, it's the energy of feeling like I'm tied to something, but, you know, it's almost imaginary. You know, this can be the energy of temptations. It can be, but listen, the sun is above that. So if this is any type of shadow energy, it's going to be illuminated to you. And sometimes, yes, it's hard when some things are illuminated to us. However, there's purpose behind that, right? It's to clear that energy. It's just saying that that energy will not fit the energy of where you truly want to go, where you truly want to be, right? Your soul's desire. So judgment is here to bring you back to the present moment, right? To, you know, wake you up, to let you know that, you know, you're not alone through all this. To remind you, I wouldn't be surprised if the Hierophant comes out. Because I feel like that's what Judgment's doing. It's just reminding you of who you are. And reminding you that there's no way that you should take these 10 swords, right? Some of it I gotta look at because this can be other people's belief systems that I then take on. I think that they're mine, but they're not mine. You know, it's like the energy of you're growing up, right? And maybe like one parent's a Republican and one parent's a Democrat. And, or let's say they're both a certain party, the same party. So they expect you, therefore, to also follow suit. But your belief feels different than theirs, right? The things that are important to you are different. So it's being bold enough to maybe even express that with the Ace of Swords. You know, that talks about communication. The Ace of Swords to me is also my yes card. So someone's questioning, should I end this energy over here? It's 10 swords. The answer is yes, yes, yes. All right, we have the Three of Pentacles. Interesting. That's been coming up a lot, and I have to tell you, first of all, it's 3. We're moving in, well, we've moved into Aries energy, March 20th. And in that energy, it's asking us to plant new seeds, right? To think about the year ahead, right? What I'm doing now is the seeds I sow today is what I'll reap tomorrow. Optimism, right? I expect good things to happen, and therefore they do. you know, the Ace of Swords, if I'm questioning a path on maybe how I make my money, you know, in my creative house, let's just say, I feel like you are getting the yes, you know, like yes from the angels that this is a given path, right? That means you have given talents. Sometimes you need to find them and bring them to the forefront, right? They're gifts that many times already are within you, but I got to find them. And sometimes that means following my intuition, like, you know, these urges, like all of a sudden I become really interested in a subject. Anyways, the Three of Pentacles talks about, you know, what it is that you're doing and the uniqueness about it. And that's what's important about it. More than anything is your part in it, right? So valuing yourself in whatever this is that you're creating. We have the Strength card. It's interesting. We have a lot of Leo energy here, and the Strength card's coming under the Ten of Swords. So, I don't know. Some of you I know must be connected to a Leo. But in the same time, I want to say the Strength card coming under that Ten of Swords is kind of beautiful. That talks about, you know, sometimes judgment comes out just to remind you of how strong you really are, of who you really are, reminding you to remember who you really are, and not, you know, not accepting that Ten of Swords, moving forward. It's about overcoming it, right? Overcoming it. It's an 8. 8 asks for a new beginning. Judgment is here. Judgment is asking for a rebirth, right? You know, the sun is here to illuminate whatever you need, whatever needs to be illuminated. And again, if I'm questioning my path as how I am potentially making my money, I feel like, you know, big thumbs up. All right, well, hello, lovers. Card of Gemini. Interesting, I have Leo, Capricorn, and Gemini. I have the King of Swords. Some of you, this may be talking about a Gemini. But hello, I have the Ace of Cups. You know, it's interesting. There's certain signs that I kind of know. You know, like certain signs, they want you to talk about love. But there's other signs that, you know, like Virgo is an energy I know, you know, they appreciate a good love reading, but they don't want it every week. And I feel like you're one of those signs also. But, you know, what can I say? Here's the Ace of Cups. Now, this ace feels like it's really talking about everything in your life, because I feel like well, we have the Lovers. We'll come back to that. But also, it's, you know, it's a love of what I do. Listen, I know a lot of people who come to these readings, and listen, I'm one of those people whose experiences become valuable wisdom. And in that wisdom, I may turn around and therefore help another or many others. I may find that I use that, well, I have a feeling, I kind of know that you'll be using your wisdom from some of these tough experiences. But some of you, what you're going to be talking about also is swords that you took on that really didn't belong to you, but you took them on anyway. But how you overcame it. So, I feel like, you know, as you move into that energy, listen, I feel like it's also healing for you. It's almost like as I talk about it, it heals. Like I find myself healing deeper and deeper and deeper, right? It's probably the more understanding you have. So anyways, this is definitely showing a period in your time, a period in your life. Well, now. And if you're not in it now, I feel like your spiritual team is saying, think about getting in it now. If you've been questioning, should you do something relating to how you make your money, the answer is yes. But I feel like the timing is also now too. And again, it's tied to something that you love. Maybe you don't know you love it yet. Maybe you're starting at the beginning, and as you move through that energy, you just absorb. Okay, let's take our last card here. Every time I say last card like that, I always get more than one. But we'll see. You know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas. We are in a universal year number 5. So many of us will find things changing. It should be for the better, but that doesn't mean it's comfortable energy to go through. Change can be hard energy, whether it's for the betterment of yourself, or either way. Let's just put it that way. Okay, well, we have the 7 of Pentacles, which is kind of beautiful, because to me the 7 of Pentacles talks about your soul seed of intention. So creating something new. What it means is, and I love how the sun is kind of coming down on this seed, right? Helping it to grow, right? Perfect conditions type of thing. So this tree is holding your seeds of intention, and I feel like it's your soul's seeds of, you know, like pinnacles in your life. And here comes one, right? Here comes one. Expect it to be good. Expect that. Because the sun is right there, right? And it's also attached to the Palace of Cups. And the Ace of Swords. Almost like this is your natural place. A natural place for you. Okay, so this also talks about patience, though. May have taken a while. But something needed to take that much time. You know, it can relate to energy. I don't want to say stalling, but all that could be being kind of held back by the energy of that 10 of Swords, right? The universe is saying, you know, first you need to overcome this energy. You need to let those swords drop out, because there's nothing in those swords other than the wisdom of how they got there. What was my part in it? And that can just mean, like, you know, I just allow those swords to keep coming and coming and coming, and therefore they do. Other people's opinions, belief systems, you know, the energy of people or persons saying, you know, you cannot accomplish, but it's all wrong, right? It's all wrong. It just is. It's all wrong. So, anyways, that's a lot to overcome, especially when it's mental type energy. But you have the ability to do that. And I have a feeling, you know, this is a process, right? I don't think those swords just drop away. I feel like what happens is, as you move into the energy of really trying to understand them, all right? Again, the sun is here, illumination. So it's just understanding how it happened, and then my part in maybe just why I let it keep happening, right? And so now I learned that lesson. Now I collect it as my tool, right? It no longer holds me down. Now I have the understanding, and that's wisdom. So, and I feel like for some of you, you know, I'm getting a lot of readings where they're talking about communication, people's voice, what they have to say. And again, it feels like the same energy of even creating from why those swords, wherever they're in the first place, and how you overcame them, and maybe how another can. You know, so in some way, I feel like there is that type of energy. I feel like this is a time where if you focus, on your creativity, your pentacles. This is a time when you're going to grow. This is also a time, not only will you, it feels like a great time, to be honest. It feels like what was a rough time up here now turns into the opposite, because here's the opportunity of doing what I love. This is moving into action now when you look at the 3, right? I'm even if I'm taking baby steps, right? And as I'm doing that, I'm focusing on it, I'm believing in myself. You find, it's almost like you fall more and more in love with it. But I also feel like it heals you as you go along, deeper and deeper and deeper. I feel like you'll figure out that a lot of these hard lessons were just that, lessons. They were experiences. I keep saying this month, don't, your mistakes, that they weren't mistakes, they were experiences that your soul was having to learn something, right? Or to teach, one or the other. So anyway, I love seeing the 7 of Pentacles here, because this tells me this is of your seat of intention, and it would make sense that you have moved into the healing process. And that just means sometimes you realize other people's words and beliefs about you are wrong, and you start to feel your own belief system coming back alive. It's who you are, right? So anyways, we have the 7 of Pentacles. This took time, I can tell. On the other side of it, we have the Lovers. So this also talks about a connection to someone. And, maybe this is all talking about perfect timing, because in the Lover's energy is connected to the Devil. Now, that could simply be Capricorn. But it's also talking about, shadow type energy. When I've attached myself to something that shouldn't be attached to me, whether it be a person, a substance, whatever it is. But the sun is over it. So no matter what, there's illumination. There's this person in a cage who thinks he's stuck in the cage. However, the door is wide open. Right? It's sometimes our mind's trap. Like our mind can trap us, and we need to see past that. Okay, well, I have a lot of cards down here, so let's see what we have. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the Tower. We have the 3 of Swords. Okay, well, that makes sense. We have the 3 of Wands. That's good to see. And we have the Wheel. So, very clearly, it's just showing us what's going on here. So, we have the 5 of Cups. This is the energy of, where's my focus? My focus is on that I have lost. Whether that be a lover, or just whatever it is. It's my loss. It's the things that I feel I have lost. But the energy of the 5 of Cups is about change. Changing it. Why? Because behind this person, there's 2 brand new cups. 2 brand new cups. And we do have the Lovers here. And we do have the Ace of Cups here. So, whether this be talking about someone of our past that we want back, certainly there was change that definitely needed to happen first. But anyway, so we have the 5 of Cups. And then we have the Tower. And then we have the 3 of Swords. That's the heartache, right? That's the heartache that this Tower has caused. This could talk about something happening to you that was beyond your control. And listen, that shows me the amount of pain that this Tower brought. Makes it very clear, right? Yet it's also showing the energy of someone really focusing on that, like maybe not moving beyond that. So the 10 of Swords is here, right? And in the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, I often feel that even though I don't want to bring the Tower in myself, I almost wish it would come in because I want this type of energy to end. In any way it sees fit. So anyways, let's keep going. Oh wait, we're not done. So we have 2 more cards. So now we have the 3 of Wands and we have the Wheel of Fortune. This would totally match Mother Mary's energy of optimism. I expect good things to happen, and they do. That's exactly what this energy is, 3 of Wands. I just expect good things to happen. So somewhere I've had a change, right? Someone's saying no matter how bad it was, you can still come back. You can still have a rebirth. There's still life to be led. There's still adventure to be had. And perhaps when I look at things in a different perspective, even though, listen, we can't deny the pain is here, right? But the Ten of Swords also talks about how long did I take those swords? So anyway, the sun comes out, gives you the opportunity to see everything for exactly what it is. Understand, again, what have I taken on that now it's time to let go of. I can overcome it, right? This may take time. I understand now why it's going to take time. There is a lot of pain over here. But nonetheless, it's still about moving forward, right? It's still about my perspective. 3 of Wands is saying, stay optimistic. It's interesting because, you know, the 3 of Wands is the energy of optimism, and Mother Mary brings out the card that says optimism and the Wheel. So, you know, I feel like in a way it's like I'm trusting this. Listen, this could have been some heavy karmic lessons. You know what? But I feel like as a soul, your soul knew that you could get through it. You could certainly be an advanced soul. And sometimes an advanced soul comes down for give it to me. Like I want the tough ones. And I know some of you are going to be like, Sandy, you saying I asked for this? In a roundabout way, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, here's the opportunity to turn it all around. I'm looking at my destiny and I'm thinking about all I can be, right? I've got to like let go of that Tower energy because it just doesn't seem to fit where you're going. Look at this. We have the Chariot on the bottom of the deck. So, you know, I want to say for those of you who do the work, or let's put it a different way, when you finally do the work of the reflection over the Ten of Swords, and I have to keep saying that because that's the main thing. And for some of you, you know, you felt tied to a certain situation, maybe a certain person that was not serving you at the time, just wasn't. Doesn't mean it can't change. That's up to them. That's their free will. That illumination, all anyone has to do is ask for it. You know, we can't force them to ask for it. So anyways, what I'm saying is I feel like the Chariot comes as a reward after, listen, a hard lesson, a hard period in your life, a hard pinnacle. And the Chariot, you know, says don't put a limit on me because there is no limit in this energy. You can take it as far as you want to take it, you know, especially those, you know, who are focusing on a craft. And you have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords surrounding that energy. It's really quite beautiful. And to me, that just means doing something that I will find that I just love. Not only that, the Ace of Swords says that you are authentically built to do this, made to do this, asked to do this type of thing. I think your ancestors are just kind of reminding you of that. But in the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, both of it is your own authentic energy and the importance of that. It's also the energy where other people are appreciating what you bring to the table. So this is a great energy of growth. And it's a lot of it is going to depend on how I look at it, how I see it, right? Okay. So, in the Chariot to me is also like mind control. No one, like the person in the Chariot doesn't have to control the reins. It's almost like I tell it where it go. I tell it, the Chariot, where to go, and therefore it goes. Sometimes life is just really that simple. Sometimes our answers are really just that simple. Okay. Let's break this down. I can tell you're going to have a long reading here. But it kind of feels like a change, a change of life. So how would you do that in a 10-minute reading, right? This has to show you, illuminate to you what it is you need to see so that you can eventually have exactly what it is that you truly desire, right? It's following, it's like a map. And that takes time. We have to understand where we were to know where we're going. Okay, let's look at the top line. So we have the Sun and the Palace of Cups together with the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Swords. And I wouldn't be surprised if, as you're on this path of doing something you love, it just sends out certain energy, and that energy is going to come back to you. I just wouldn't be surprised if here, it's funny because maybe here I thought I was with the person I'd be with for the rest of my life. And maybe, and I do think maybe you're meant to be with them, but, some things come to an end. And it's interesting because I feel like as I move into the energy, I give myself this rebirth and I move into the energy of me and understanding who I am uniquely to this world, and and living in that energy. I feel like this is when everything seems to open up to us, right? I expect good things to happen, and they do. I expect good things to happen, and they do. And they keep doing it, right? So the Lovers, I feel like, is because it's catty-cornered of the Ten of Swords. And then over here we have the Seven of Pentacles, right? This is your soul's desire with the Sun from it. So it's the illumination over this seed, and it's telling me that one of these seeds, I feel like two seeds are coming. One is within your creativity. Some of you may already be in this energy, and it's just saying, I don't know. It's just saying this is a time where it's going to expand, right? But don't be afraid to use your lessons that you have learned within your craft, whatever that means. But it just feels like something you're meant to do, right? Also, I feel like this can be the introduction of someone who maybe is my ever after. Because we have the Ace of Cups in the same line. Anyway, let's get going. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And, it's exactly what I think the Ace of Swords and Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups is talking about. This is creating your own business. This is becoming independent within your own craft because of you, because of what you can create. It's coming over the Sun. So some of you, you may not be, this talks about success is what it talks about. If I put my focus on these Pentacles, this builds me success. Not just success, but a sense of independence that can only come through me. Knowing I can take care of myself financially. All that. Now, it doesn't mean I don't want love. It's just saying that as I go into love, I'm standing very strong on my own, right? So this is also just saying you can have success with this. So your money house is being lit up. Look at this. We have the 10 of Wands. Excuse me. 10 of Wands is, man, you know, it's a heavy time of responsibility. It's a time where I feel responsible for the world sometimes. This is where I put not just my problems, but it seems like the world's problems, or maybe certain people in particular that energy went on you, right? You had to carry it around. It's heavy. 10 of Wands, I often feel like I'm about to collapse. I need the tower, even though, you know, it may be a subconscious thought. So I feel like, you know, and for some of you, this could talk about a job that you had too, where it's like you were carrying all the weight. And maybe it just didn't get you to where you wanted to get, where you deserve to be. So this is the realization that, you know, maybe I need to do it on my own. Maybe I need to drop those wands and give them back to who they belong to and do this on my own, right? This is you, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you are being, if your gut is pushing you to do something, it's almost like I quit my job and I therefore am working from my home. Sound like a little mini bike. I had a mini bike when I was young. I loved it. Anyway, we have the High Priestess coming over the Ace of Swords. So that's kind of beautiful, right? Because that's your intuition. That's, you know, that's saying that you can trust. You can trust the signs. You can trust the feelings you're receiving. The ideas, right? It's through the sword. So this is going to be also in a mental way, trusting, you know, trusting what you know. It's illuminated. We have the King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You know, he could be a business owner. I often look at the King of Pentacles as the business owner. You know, I want to say if he's a business owner, he may be someone who can overlook a lot of employees, almost like he's looking at the big picture, and I feel like that's the money. And maybe you just had enough, right? Your gut is telling you to go, that you can do something on your own, you can build it on your own. You definitely can. Anyway, so in some way, I wonder if this King of Pentacles is the one who's causing the 10 of Swords. Well, look at that. We have the 8 of Cups, which is kind of beautiful, which is exactly what is needed here, right? Especially because what we have over here, we have you almost focusing within your emotional house. You're focusing on the loss, on the towers, right? On the pain it has caused. But your ancestors, your spiritual team is here to say, everybody gets it, right? Everybody gets it. But it's time to start anew, right? Give yourself a rebirth, to allow yourself to heal from a lot of these swords. Again, don't even matter. Like, they may feel heavy, but honestly, when you see the truth of them, like, they disintegrate. So it's just kind of like moving you forward, asking you to please consider the energy of optimism, right? Of consider that maybe there is something else, right? And here's the wheel, kind of backing it up, the 8 of Cups. I take the moment, I look in my emotional house, I see what's going on. This is about cleaning and clearing your emotional house. 8 is about a new beginning, allowing yourself to have a new beginning emotionally. Listen, for some of you can talk about, you know, it doesn't mean that I'm saying that now I want a relationship, but or I don't. This is me just open. I'm open to the energy, right? You're moving towards the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is about learning to love you again, right? It's a good time in your life. Things are changing, guys. Like, this energy just feels like it's night and day, starting with the night and ending in the day. So, I like that. And listen, it's coming over the energy of the devil. This can be temptations. It can be a person. It can be something I think I'm tied to. Maybe it's a person or even a boss that I feel, in some way I feel like, I need to carry the weight. Well, I feel like, no, you don't. Because it's time for movement. Well, look at this. Here it is, the Ace of Wands. Listen, coming over Judgment, you may be receiving like amazing epiphanies, ideas, urges, seeking certain knowledge. You are being illuminated. It just is, it's like your time. And you, even though you're Capricorn, right? And we're moving into Taurus's energy. It's still kind of your sister energy, but anyway, I feel like this is about a pinnacle or two that are coming to fruition, and your ancestors are saying it's time, right? It's time. Let down these wands, let go of those swords, the best that you can. Trust your intuition about people, about your job, whatever it is, right? Trust your intuition, because the High Priest is looking back at this Nine of Pentacles, almost like, where is your intuition leading you to? It's leading you to a very fruitful place. Let's just put it that way. And I also feel like your ancestors are letting you know what extra burdens you have taken on that, feel free to drop, let them go, like burdens that don't need to be there, that maybe I've created. We have a lot of sword energy, so I can be in my head a lot in that energy. We have the Six of Wands coming over the Three of Pentacles. First of all, that's the energy of success, right? This is a time period, it's telling me, truly where your uniqueness is being illuminated, right? And it's like your spiritual team is doing their job, and their job was to illuminate or to send you signs in this period of your life to help lead you towards certain things in your life, right? It all makes sense when it makes sense. I don't know how to say it. Like, I get it. Like, I can look back at my life and I can understand why every single thing happened. I get it. Doesn't mean I like it, but I have learned. And it put me right where I am today. Anyway, so this is talking about a period, listen, where you are the persuasive one, where people are looking at you, to you, maybe for advice, maybe for leadership. There's something where the people now, they want to hear what you have to say, however you say that. Boy, I've been getting that a lot this month, but you have the Ace of Wands right behind that. It feels very passionate, guys, but yet it also feels like it's in your career sector. We have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles almost has to be here, or the Nine of Pentacles couldn't be here. So the Eight of Pentacles just talks about where you're going to put your focus at, and this is putting your focus on your Pentacles. It's coming over the energy of strength. So I feel like you yourself are learning deeper lessons in the energy of overcoming and in a way to make your Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles says be willing to go in as the apprentice, right? Learn as you go. It doesn't mean you have to learn everything and then boom, go. sometimes you have to learn as you go. You have to take chances, right? So the Eight of Pentacles says, put your focus here, you're going to grow it. The Nine of Pentacles backs it up. Here's the success. But I got to put my focus on it. So your energy of overcoming, again, highlighted, and then whatever you're doing with it, it just feels like it's meant to be. And let's not forget, we have the Chariot on the bottom of the deck. It's unlimited energy. Okay, so that talks about your career sector. Let's talk about the Lovers now. Let's see what's going on here. You know, the Lovers means a head over heart decision. And that can certainly be the case. We'll see if we get a question over it. But I feel like this is talking about a connection. It feels like a natural connection that almost like, you know, meant to come in at a certain time. You know, it's the chemistry between these two people. And they may find, especially because the Ace of Cups is here to back it up, that they have similar experiences in their journeys. And they may both be doing similar type things. So, we'll see. We have the Two of Wands. Huh. Two of Wands talks about a new potential that's opening up in the wand, on the wand journey. On the wand journey, it's your passion. Again, here is the Ace of Wands, right? It's about your passion, your desires. This is a path where, you know, swords don't belong, so to speak. And what I mean is like heavy mental energy doesn't belong. This is more about going with the flow, creating. Will you allow yourself to do it or not? Two of Wands, I feel like, you know, this is still, it could be you feeling it. Look at this. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, destiny. We already know that, destiny. Coming by the Three of Wands. What I think about, I bring about. I expect good things to happen, and they do. So, Two of Wands. Oh, it's almost like it's in the atmosphere. Look at this. The Wheel of Fortune again. You know, destiny. Maybe I've been with karmic energy. And listen, it doesn't mean you can't like fall so in love with someone. Love is love. Love is good. Love can be bad, right? There's always the opposite to everything. But sometimes I feel like we think someone is our only person in life, even if we think they're a twin flame. But this is about allowing yourself to have experiences. So here comes an experience with the Two of Wands right here. Almost like I'm feeling it first. It's connected to the energy of destiny with the Ace of Wands above it. And then look what else just popped out. The Four of Wands coming right over the Ace of Cups. This is the commitment card, right? This can be marriage. This can be the forever after. It's like, you know, like everything is included in here. Excuse me one second. Okay, I'm back. I was only gone a second. Anyway. Maybe I was meant to be interrupted because I think I may be going on too much. But anyways, here's the Four of Wands. So here is a true commitment. True commitment. This is two people, you know, I'm seeing a family in this energy. Some of you may be starting a family. Blending families. Or just talking about two people. You know, hello. I mean, you got the Lovers. You have the Wheel, and then you have the Four of Wands. You have the Seven of Pentacles, your seed of intention. I almost feel like you need to trust yourself and trust your gut, trust your intuition, trust epiphanies that you're receiving, ideas. I've told many people this for the month of April, probably for spring. Write down your ideas. They may be coming fast and furious. But there's a lot that wants to open for you, right? You're going to be on different parts of the path. I know that. But I think you'll find yourself in here. You know, if you doubt that you can have success based on where you have been, you're wrong. You can have it. You know, you can have true success, right? But what do you have to do? You have to put your focus upon it. Because again, you're moving into a time when people really are looking at you, seeing you, appreciating you, and I'm talking about what you do for a living. And it just feels like it's meant to be. How could all that great energy, if I'm allowing myself to flow in it, doesn't mean it's easy, right? The Eight of Pentacles says, yes, I have to keep my focus on it, and I have to be willing to continue to learn. But as I do that, it seems my finances also increase, right? This is about going as the apprentice, leaving as the master. Nine of Pentacles, I feel like here you are as the master. So how could it not then bring in more beautiful energy? And I kind of feel like whoever's in this Lovers, this is when they're meant to show up. Like if I'm going by divine timing, this is when they're meant to show up. Period. I feel like this is when they're meant to show up. And let's look at the last card here, which is the Six of Pentacles. Coming over the Seven of Pentacles, it almost tells us what our lessons have been about, or at least the important ones. Some of them are not lessons. They're just man-created bullshit that we do, right? But some are truly divine lessons. So the Six of Pentacles says, your journey has taught you, if you allow it, a sense of true empathy and compassion. It moves you to a time when you care about helping others, right? What can I do to help? As you're in that energy returns to you, right? I want to help, and therefore it's like, you know, it's kind of a magical time if you allow it to be, right? But it tells you, don't deny your past experiences, because it is what has brought you to exactly where you're at. And if you allow it, it's like, you know, maybe you don't have empathy or compassion for a person of the past, but you'll have it for someone who is going through that. It's almost like I was with a narcissist, I got away, and then somehow I start, like these people who are with narcissists start finding their way in my life, and it is through my wisdom that I then help them. You know what I mean? So, very beautiful energies. Almost like this is where you're meant to be. This is where you feel the best. This is where your seed is at home, and it's going to blossom. So, I kind of love that. Sitting right next to the Four of Wands, by the way, with the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. You know, this is the give and receive of love also, right? Open. It's just open, right? I think about giving before I even think about receiving. Doesn't mean I'm anybody's fool. It just means it's just that type of energy. There's probably a lot of love, I have to say. It feels like a very strong connection. And a very meant to be type of energy. And I feel like both people have to be in this, I shouldn't say have to be, will be eventually, right? Eventually. And I think a lot, I got to go back and look at the Ten of Swords, the Tower, the Five of Swords, where my focus is. This could also talk about where it was, right? For those of you who've moved along, who've cleared that past energy. And healing may take time, but I feel like the more you allow yourself to give to yourself, that healing's just going to keep coming naturally. And it's kind of meant to, because boom, look at this relationship down here. You know, wow. Some people are like, but it's too good to be true, Sandy. I don't think so. I'm kind of living it. It doesn't mean it's easy. There's still days that are hard, right? But I am living it. But listen, I had to walk a lot of these paths, and that's what it's saying. You can't get from A to Z without going through B, C, D, E, F, G, or 1 to 10, 1 to 9 without going through 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And it's the fluidity of going through it and not getting stuck in it. And if I do, it's no judgment. It's just, then I get to see that. Okay, so now I know how I react to certain things. So now if they come before me again, I can see it. The sun is here. The sun says, I'm going to illuminate everything for you. So there's no need to have any fear type energy. Two of Wands coming over the Lovers tells me, I kind of feel like taking a chance in this. You feel guided, and I feel like follow it. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there. Let me read the card of Optimism, though, by Mother Mary. This card counsels you to look for the blessings within your present situation, no matter how dire it seems. What have you learned from it? In what ways are you stronger now? As you see the current blessings, you attract more into your life. Mother Mary guides you to approach your life from a standpoint of gratitude. Optimism is a form of faith and trust in God. Studies show that optimistic people enjoy many health benefits. You can develop this trait by praying, God, please let me see this situation through your eyes. You'll unveil the light and love that currently resides within the situation. Be optimistic about your future, as it is created by your present moment decisions and actions. Beautiful. See how it always relates? And I think I'll just leave it there. I love you guys. This kind of feels life-changing, but, you know, you ultimately have to make that decision. You know, I've been in all the energies of this board, all of them. And a lot of this past energy here. So I just want to say that you can overcome. You can. I know, because I've been there. And almost this is kind of what you're doing, right? You're helping others maybe in a way to overcome. And just one more thing, the Six of Pentacles. How do I love that it's connected to the Four of Wands? Boy, is this the ability to truly have love, maybe like you've never experienced it before, right? And it is a true give and take within this relationship, and within your life. So it feels quite beautiful. You just got to get through some of the hurdles. I love you guys. As always, thank you for choosing my video, first of all. Some of you just staying till the end. I never get how people can leave. You know, because I feel like you got to stay to the end to really figure it all out, right? Because that's what Spirit's helping us do, is figure it out for ourselves so that we can really have the gifts that we're meant to have in this lifetime. Life is short. Anyway, thank you for your donations to keep the channel alive. I appreciate it. I use it. I put it back in the channel for you, because I want you to enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you for sharing the video with those you know. Sometimes you see someone else in it and you're like, if they're open to it, please share it with them. You may be the messenger that they were looking for and they didn't even know it. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes. I truly appreciate that. Welcome to anyone who is new, and thank you for those who have been with me from the get-go. You've probably seen a lot of changes in me. There have been a lot of changes in my life, that's for sure. But a lot of growth within my spirituality too. So anyways, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys in the readings. Bye-bye.